Okay, welcome everyone. Today we are talking about hospitality recruitment. For me, I would take it as two aspects of the recruitment. First, to source candidates, and the second one is the training part of it for interviews, training them for interviews. In the UK, there are so many vacancies for hospitality staff. As you know, after pandemic, during the pandemic, a lot of restaurants and hotels were shut or not working as before. So they had to lay off. They had to lay off some of their employees. And it wasn't easy once the business started coming back after the pandemic. Not easy to find people because people have already gone and even changed professions. A lot of them, even the airport here, they lost a lot of people, and it was a mistake for them to let them go, because the government also was supporting with 80% of the wages. Still, some of the airlines and the the airport authorities, and they let people go. And later on, to find them wasn't easy, because those people who are working and who are experienced all these years, they went to find some other jobs. They went to other sectors, and suddenly they realized that that sector is much better than working at the airport for different shifts and all, early, getting up at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning and going to work. So they were in a better position. So they've changed and they didn't want to come back. So the new people who came back, and even for the old people who came back, they have to go through rigorous, uh, not training, but to get the pass for the airport, they have to check their background, and 5 years checking, So it took a long time. It takes about 3 months to get that sorted. So that's why airports had problem as well. So here we are talking about the hospitals. It's the same uh, hospitality. The hotels is the same question, same thing that happened. And now that they are business is getting in, they don't have enough people to cope up with the business, so much so that they have to restrict their intake of customers. So there are hundreds of vacancies, thousands of vacancies in hotels worldwide. But for us, we are talking about UK at the moment. We have lots of vacancies. And how do we tap into these? So we on our side will get you the jobs. You on your side should get us good candidates. So how do you find candidates? First of all, steps of recruitment. Some of the steps of recruitment, I would say, is initially looking for the right candidates. Through nowadays, we are looking at social media. In days gone by, we used to have print ads. We used to print on newspapers and all, put ads and find people. Now that has gone, and virtually we are hardly paying anything for these finding people on LinkedIn, Facebook, and other social media platforms. So in fact, we are in a very good place and very good reach that we have to find candidates. So I think you have got training in those fields as well, those aspects of how to recruit, how to find candidates. And you'll get thousands of CVs coming onto you once you put an ad or whatever on the social media. You will start getting hundreds of CVs. So the next step is, how do you find the right people? So you have to go through these, and you have to weed out the right candidates that you want. You have to weed out the ones that you don't want, and then you have to concentrate on the ones that you think would be the best based on their CVs. So CV, first of all, is the main thing to find people. So once you get there, you start calling them, you speak to them, get in touch with them, speak to them, and then gauge whether you want to train them or you want to for interviews, right? So you call them, you speak to them, and the first step from your side is your screening part of it. You should do your screening of the candidates initially. And this is very important for you, because otherwise you are going to waste your time and hours, and you won't get anywhere. So first you screen them. Now screening is just like the one-to-ones that we do. You do it yourself in the first instant. If you have been coming on the one-to-ones, you are attending those meetings, then you will realize and you will know what sort of questions that we are asking those candidates, and how do we gauge them, how do we mark them whether they are good or not. We have a 1 to 5 numbers that we look at, and we gauge them according to that, 1 being the least and 5 being the best. So accordingly, you can do it yourselves. And the best thing is you should do it yourself first. And then you see if these guys are not there, maybe they are at 3 level. Do you think you could take them to 4 and 5? Do you have the time to train them? Do you think they are trainable? A lot of them may not have the skills, interview skills, in the sense English proficiency or English speaking. So whether you think you are able to train them for that, most of them will know their jobs as chefs or managers or whatever. But little things that you have to do so that they pass through the interviews. So if you do that, then it will be good. And the questions, you will know what questions we are asking. These are the general questions. We don't have very specific questions. Those are for the interviews. Those are questions about their food, how they prepare, the recipes and stuff like that. Those, we don't need to go that far, but we should at least do the basic questions for them and see that they are happy with it and they do it. And then for us, we have to keep on. If you are going to do business, you have to do this on and on and on every day. Every day you should be looking for candidates. Every day you should be speaking to candidates every day, so that any given week you should be having at least, I would say, 4 or 5 candidates ready to go, right, to send for interviews. And if you do this consistently, you will have a very good business. You will have a good turnaround, and everyone will be happy. That is where that's going to be. Secondly, how do you prepare these people? The preparation for interview is very important. How do you prepare? I would give you a few things that you should tell them what to do. They should be relaxed. Okay, they should keep all the things ready, computers, their computers working order, your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Those are the things you should be ready with. The PowerPoint presentation should be ready with, along with how do they present the slides, speaking about it, That is a training you should be giving them. And other things like questions that needs you think the interviewer would ask, their strengths. Uh, if they're coming as their chefs, then it's good to ask them about uh, allergens and food safety standards, and all those questions are important. I think when we have a one-to-one, we ask those questions. So probably you should be able to also ask them those questions so that they are ready for the interviews. You would normally ask them why you want to come to the UK. Those are the general ones that we ask. What are their goals? What do they want to do with themselves? This is important for them to understand how to speak to the interviewer. A question that they should ask, they should always have a couple of questions to the interviewer at the end. After the interview, they will ask them, do you have any questions for us? It's very important that they must have questions. Like they could ask, what is the career prospects for me in the company I'm going to join as a sous chef or as a commis or whatever? What is my level of advancement? What is it in your company? What do you have? Do you have that training people and moving them up and promoting them from within? These are the career advancements that they need to ask. What is their career advancements? So these are certain questions that we need to uh, train them with, help them to speak uh, English. A lot of them, because of English, they could fail the uh, interviews. Otherwise, they know their job, but they could fail because of English. So we have to help them uh, to face these interviews. These are what we are doing to help them to face interviews. And for us as recruiters, we should be looking at what is the best we can do for these people as well, and for us. Some questions that normally are asked is, what is your education, for instance, culinary education or training? What cuisine is your specialty? They could also ask, what food do you like? Do you like any English? What English dishes do you like? And I remember one guy, he was asked what's English dishes, and he went on saying that he likes the chicken tikka masala. Chicken tikka masala is in Indian, it's not in English. So we have to prepare for them in case this question is asked, because a lot of our um, job openings are in hotels, and these are English hotels. So that's why we concentrate more on the continental cuisine chefs. They could be asking them a question like, describe a time when you had, you know, a customer sending your meal away, saying that I don't like this meal, I don't like this food that you have sent. How would you, what would you do? What have you done? So, especially, they should speak about an experience that they had. That a problem arose when they were there and they had to sort it out. So, what was the outcome? What happened? They should go step by step talking about it. So, about customer satisfaction is also a very important thing that we have to talk to them. Uh, and and nowadays, the allergens are very important. I understand with the people that uh, we interview that in India, they are not that. They are not that keen and they don't stress on these allergen part of it. I don't know whether it is not implemented region-wise, hotel-wise, or what, I don't know. But this is something very important here, and they take it very seriously. Health and hygiene, the food hygiene, food safety standards, and the allergens. These are taken very seriously. So any chefs that we recruit, they should be at least familiar with these questions. So you could point them to the websites where these questions and answers are available. If anyone needs any assistance, we are always there. I think Manisha has put and Paridhi has put before, but if the new ones, or if you don't know, please you can ask us. We are here to support you. So I think that's all for now for today.